Hey guys, welcome out to Harvest Hill's Ranch. Question for you today. Has the regenerative agriculture movement started to sell out? Some of you may listen to this and think, I'm not even really sure what regenerative agriculture is. That's a new term, I haven't heard of that. Others of you are listening to this and thinking, well, regenerative agriculture is what we've been doing for years. But I'm posing a different question to you today, whether you know about regenerative agriculture or whether you don't. I'm asking the question, has it sold out? Have people in the movement already sold us out? Hey guys, I'm Dr. Arland Hill, and I have a passion for all things nutrition, health, and wellness related. And food is key to that process of optimizing our health. And many of us out here in the regenerative agriculture environment are working hard to produce the right kind of foods that our own families and that other families can trust in, so that we can help them be able to optimize their health. We understand the importance of food, we understand the importance of nutrient-rich and nutrient-dense food, and realize that common conventional practices just aren't getting us there, hence the reason we need to really be considering and embracing regenerative agriculture. But I pose this question to you, have those in regenerative agriculture started to sell out? That means that those that are promoters of regenerative agriculture, that means that those that are on the front lines, such as myself, who are out there on the ranches, working with the animals, who are moving chicken tractors, who are raising different species, these are also the folks that I'm talking about as well. You know, I look back on this, and this comes down to something that I heard some time back, and it's applicable to not just regenerative agriculture or agriculture in general. It's applicable to almost anything in life that someone takes an interest in. And that is that if you're truly going to find success in whatever you set out to be successful at, you have to go all in. You have to be 100%. You can't be dabbling your toes in there part of the time. You have to be in there all the time. And so to that end, as I continue on with this conversation, again, I speak to both the consumer who's looking for the right foods to bring into their home, but also to the producer out there just like myself, and to those that support the producers such as myself. And what I say is that when we are out there as producers in the regenerative agriculture movement, we have to look at how we present and how we promote and what it is that we promote. You know, we live in a world of social media, Instagram, Facebook, other platforms that are out there. And so the world gets to see a snapshot of what we do on our farms. And I've noticed that there's a trend where we present a message through our websites that we want to produce the best quality food, but yet we take pictures and I see soft drinks and I see junk food. And it makes me ask the question, how do we really understand the very food that we're trying to produce? And more importantly, how meaningful is that message to us? You know, some of you may look at this and thinking I'm being a bit nitpicky about this, but I'm coming to this conversation, not very lightly, but I'm coming to this conversation from the standpoint of a clinician. And as a clinician, when I'm asking someone to make changes to their health, I can't ask them to do it halfway. They have to be all in. Otherwise, the change doesn't take place. You know, I enjoy seeing people be able to reverse chronic diseases by the efforts that they make, by the choices that they make. But they don't get there if they don't make those choices wholeheartedly. And we have to understand that when it comes to agriculture and the food that we produce, we are the model for the people that buy food from us. So when we show that we can not be true to our message at times, when it's okay to drink that soft drink, when it's okay to put those toxins in our body, when it's okay to consume snack foods that are likely glyphosate laden, and yet we out of the same side of our mouth talk about how bad it is to consume glyphosate, and by no means am I an advocate for glyphosate or any other chemical, but we have to appreciate that there's a mismatch there. And so I would suggest that for you as consumers, when it comes to finding someone who is producing your food and the quality of food that you're seeking out, ask questions. Go visit the farm and look firsthand for yourself and watch the actions of individuals and see, do they believe the message that they're putting out there? In the same token, if you're a producer and you're looking to this and I made you mad by watching this video, then my work here is done today. That's what I intended to do, because we have a duty and a responsibility as producers. We feed the people who depend on us, who we seek to serve. And so if we're going to promote to them that we're going to produce nutrient-rich food with uncompromising quality and principles behind that, then by God, folks, that's what we actually have to do. And we don't get an opportunity to do it any other way. So we have to make a choice on where we're going to stand when it comes to regenerative agriculture. One other point I'll say on this, and I'll leave it at this, is that as I've looked at what is creeping into our environment from the corporate world, I see this opportunity for corporate entities to latch on to much of the terminology that the regenerative agriculture movement has taken on. And that's a problem, because for the consumer may not know the difference. But you better believe that these corporate entities know the difference. And these corporate entities intentionally are using these terms and undermining what we on small farms are out here doing. Am I upset about this? No. And the reason I'm not is because I know that when I bring a customer or potential customer to my farm and I show them the way that we do things, and I sit down and I have a meal with them and we share the same type of foods that I talk about to my patients, there will be no question in their mind. They'll see that there's a bigger motivation behind what I'm saying to them as opposed to just looking at dollar signs. So again, I just want to put the comments out there around these corporate entities and in the regenerative world being overly accepting of these corporate entities. You know, one thing that I will share with you is that in the last year, I've put a massive amount of time into formulating the feeds and formulating everything that we provide to our poultry operation to make sure that we meet their nutritional needs implicitly, and also looking at how that affects the human population and human nutrition as well. And one of the things that I have consistently seen is that there has been an opportunity for these corporate entities that provide, whether it's nutrient packs or other aspects to these feed ingredients, to slip in chemicals that are not optimal for animals and certainly not optimal for us as humans either. They do this because there's a dollar sign behind that. And you as the consumer, you as the producer, and anyone that considers themselves to be a part of the regenerative agriculture movement should not be blind to that reality. So again, if this information stepped on your toes, hey, maybe you should ask why it stepped on your toes. And we'll leave it at that. If you're looking for more information about what we do out at Harvest Hills Ranch, you can go to harvesthillsranch.com and you can find out more about how Leah and I, how we operate out here and how we don't compromise on anything that we do. And we consider ourselves to be professionals, and we look at it as professionals don't compromise. We have obligations, we have duties, and we look to meet those for you and for the agriculture movement that we intend to be a part of. If you want to find out more about what I do on the clinic side with my patients and how I support them and help them optimize their health, you can go to drarlandhill.com to find out all about that. Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon.